everyone. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good? Okay, good. Increase the legal driving age to 18. I'm going to make a few points, but first I would like to know how many of you have been directly affected by a car accident. Okay. How many of you have lost someone, a teenager, close to you in a car accident? Okay, so as far as I know, everyone in here is or was at one time a teen driver, just a beginner. I've lost 2 people very close to me in car accidents, which is why I chose to do this. So I believe that if the age was increased to 18 in the United States, that there would be fewer incidences of teenage car crash deaths. So today I want to share my opinion of the problem, the cause of the problem, how it's affected me, and what I think that we can do to improve the problem. According to 17-year-old Samantha Touchton, on an interview, Let's Raise the Driving Age, a chilling look at teenage driving on YouTube, dated April 17, 2010, Samantha stated, "We just wanted to celebrate my first job and go get some beer, and we went to the field and we drank. We just wanted to be teenagers." So that's a much too common thing, and it's much too common for teens to make bad driving decisions. According to GJEL Accident Attorney's article, Brain Development and Safe Driving, on their website, gjfl.com, dated 2011, the brain is 80% developed at adolescence. But new research indicates that brain signals essential for motor skills and emotional maturity are the last to extend to the brain's frontal lobe, and the frontal lobe is responsible for many of the skills essential for driving. Emotional immaturity is the primary reason why teen drivers are responsible for far more car accidents than any other age demographic. The frontal lobe of the brain manages the body's motor skills, emotional maturity, and aversion to risk-taking. According to an article from 2Paths USA drivers, Ages on Driving, 2paths.co.uk 2016, the average driving age in the United States is 16 years old, which everybody knows that. The average driving age, according to Rhino Car Hire, a guide to driving in Malta, which is Malta, Europe, their driving age is 18 years old in Malta, Europe. And according to Megan Gannon, news editor of Life Science, in her article, Countries with the Most and Least Car Crash Deaths, February 19, 2014, she indicated that the global average is 18 car crash deaths per 100,000 teens per year. To follow up on that research, the United States is at the top of the list with 14 car crash deaths of teens per 100,000 people per year, whereas Malta has 3, so 2 years of difference. There's 3 versus 14 and per 100,000. So some safety experts suggest that increasing the driving age would be beneficial, whereas other people say it would cause an undue burden on parents, having to drive their kids around for longer. I myself know a set of parents that would be more than happy to drive their kids around. My parents have lost two brothers, my brothers, 2 people, both 17-year-old boys. When I was 15, I lost my oldest brother in a car accident. He was being driven by a 16-year-old. My 14-year-old friend was in the back seat, and they were drag racing. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. They were going in excess of 90 miles per hour and topped a hill and hit another car head on. So the person that they hit, he was an older gentleman, he died. The young girl in the back seat died. My brother died on impact, and the 2 drivers in the car, 16-year-old boys, are still walking and live with that every day. One of them I speak with because it was important that I forgave them. So 17 years later, and just this past February, my youngest brother, this is my brother Matt. He was the one that was a passenger in a car, and he was killed. That is a school picture because then we didn't have cell phones to take pictures with. So this is it. This is what we have. This is my brother Zach. He was last February. He was on his way home from Bothwell Hospital in Sedalia, Medical Explorers Program. He was studying neuroscience and law. We're not sure exactly what happened to him. We think that he might have fallen asleep at the wheel and drove off 50 highway. My mom actually drove up on the scene, and we're not, like I said, exactly sure what was happening. He was wearing a seatbelt. We checked his records. He was not texting and driving. He was not making a phone call. So we don't know if it was a health thing, but there was no indication of him trying to stop, and he hit a culvert, flipped his Jeep, and he died on impact. But there are things that can be done to help with this. According to Care to Petition article, Start Your Petition, dated 2016, an online petition is a great way to get local and national support on a campaign. If your goal is possible and you have supporters, it can gain traction. It's important to have an open dialogue on petitions. And you can also contact your local congressperson. You can go to house.gov and look up who to call and get their information. You can reach out to them and give them your opinions and why you think that the legal driving age should be changed. And teenage driving deaths are much too common, and together that we can do something about it. So today I shared with you my opinion of the problem, why the problem is there, how it has affected me directly, and what we can do to fix that problem. Jonathan Harnish once said, sadly enough, the most painful goodbyes are the ones that are left unsaid and never explained, and I myself have found that to be very true. Thank you.